Hey guys, my name is Nixus, and this is Bathhouse, the second entry in the trial contest. As such, the author's name, its place, and final score are being withheld until the end of this video. So, moving on. Okay guys, here's normal, hard, and expert. Okay, now, as you might have seen from the objectives, it said don't kill anyone, not even a fish. That is something very specific that I'll be getting into because it's technically against the contest rules. So, to start off with, though, we are dropped into this little area by a dock, I suppose you could call it. It's a little bit sparse and oddly shaped. And, you know, quite obviously, we're about to get caught. There's really no way to avoid this. Your best option is to go into the water where you will be pretty much immediately seen. Occasionally, the thieves up here will fall into the water with you. And that can be an issue, of course, but for the most part, they're pretty good. I always get stuck on this at least once. It is kind of just slightly too small for you to fit through easily. So, if that hasn't already given you a hint about what we can expect from this mission, there's quite a lot of issues with it. You've got these broadheads sort of pointing through the floor. Little odd things like that. This room, there's clothes in that, so there's nothing of, value in there. There's actually nothing of value in this room. Through this door, which will be continually locked, I have never actually found the key that you're supposed to use to open it, and you can't pick it, so that's a little bit annoying. Much like the others in this contest, this is about the public swimming baths being open, and there is a gala that's going to be happening. So, I'm going to start off with, right here, by relisting the 6 different categories of scoring missions in this contest. Gameplay, atmosphere, creativity, architecture, loot placement, and bugs. Points off for bad objects, bad AI placement, unfinished buildings or rooms, badly placed buildings or rooms, if something requires constant saving, or if it's too linear or too open. And I can tell you of this category, probably the two most, I'm trying to think of the word to say it, the biggest problems with this mission definitely are in the, let me just get around this. It's in the bad AI placement and bad architecture. Technically, the unfinished architecture is also an issue here. But there's a lot of bad AI placement here. There's a lot of places where you will get caught instantly and there's no avoiding it. This guy in particular goes on a patrol occasionally, but once he gets to this spot, doesn't seem to move ever in the mission. And as you can see, there's a light there and there's a light here that makes it impossible to really stick to what would be considered an actual shadow. So you're gonna get caught. If you walk through this door or even open this door, you will get caught by a helmeted guard that you can't take out. Except by killing, which we're not allowed to do. Why there's a guard in there, I don't really know because I've looked in there a couple times. There's nothing in there. There's no loot, there's no readables, there's just nothing. So I realize that to start off with this seems almost unreasonably harsh, but yeah, there's some issues with it. Okay, so I'm sure most of you heard the camera, but I'm just gonna briefly show off this section of the building, which is, empty. You saw what was all in that room, which was just 2 pipes on a different textured floor. I don't know what this was intended to be. I imagine that it would be like the pump house of sorts. But there's nothing here. It was not finished for sure. You can actually get up there by just, mantling that normally, mantle that, mantle up there. And you're up there. And you're good. So, here's the one thing where this mission definitely breaks the contest rules. I stated in Waterlogged that no custom bins could be used, and that includes meshes and a couple other things. This is the fish. It was developed by CD BFR and Apache. Yeah, it's custom. It's not on the disk. So here it stands, or swims rather. And it's nice and interesting, but it is against the contest rules. So I'm going to point something out with this camera by getting caught. This is what this does. There are no AI anywhere nearby that will be alerted by this. And it seems like only half the time the mech out front will be alerted by it, but it's very odd. Anyway, the shutoff is right here. Except it's on the on or off position or whatever. It's in the wrong state, so you have to double click it. That was an odd noise. It's still making... There we go. Glad I got it to stop. Because it's annoying, and I could literally lure every single NPC in this mission into those arrows, and they would all die, including the mech. So, that's kind of an oversight. Now, this is important right here. These locker rooms are empty except for this one. In fact, this is the only one, and I can just grab this, grab this, which only leads to a second locker room, which also has nothing in it. I take this, and I go up here. Now, you saw the guard. He can't see us because there's a painting or tapestry in the way. I don't remember which. And we grab this key. Now, this key is a good key. It's a very necessary key. If you don't grab this key, you're going to be in for a lot of trouble and searching. But more to the point, everything is marble. I can't stand it. This is a problem with some missions with the overuse of marble. Marble's good. Marble's good when it's used properly. Making every single floor, marble, it just makes it take so much unnecessarily, dang it. I don't know how to pronounce that word right now, don't mind me. It makes it take too long, is what I'm getting at, though. Unnecessarily long. There we go. So, there are actually 2 NPCs here. And I needed to get both of them, and I did, and that works. So, we've got one key. Is this the key? That's the key. I'll wait to go into the rooms, because I need to unlock all these doors first. Okay. Now that we've got the doors done, let's loot the place. That's one of the paintings we could see through. And aside from this pot, there's nothing else in the room for some reason, except for something I'm forgetting again that's important. This is probable. So look at my loot count, which is at 595 right now. 100! There's now 2 loot counts. So that's a little bit disappointing. It does actually prevent you from finishing this mission. Right now, the required loot count is, 1,700, I believe? Wait, no, sorry, yeah. The requirement is 1,700, and there's about 1,900 in this mission. And part of the problem with that is that it requires that you get both of the paintings in this mission, both of which go into a separate loot count from the total. And for some reason, the check manages to get extremely confused and counts both of them against that requirement. So you end up failing one, but having enough for the other. Oddly enough. So if you had gone through that door, you would have been caught instantly. Obviously, you can just barely make it around. But we got a floating book, which just spells poorly. This mission really just seems like somebody didn't take the time to go over it again. But I'm going to come out here because I think this is my favorite part of this mission. Part of it's the view from up here, part of it's just this section looks a lot better than most of the other sections in this map, and I don't know, I think it's nice up here. I do like these bookcases. I don't know if I've ever seen other bookcases that have been shaped in that way, so it's kind of interesting. If it has, then obviously I wasn't paying attention, so I apologize for that. Have I been here? Yes. Okay, so let me get to the one part of this mission that will frustrate the heck out of everybody here. So we're looking for a trophy, and we haven't found it yet. We have no idea where it is, but this is the bathhouse. You would think the trophy would be in here somewhere. You're correct. You'll notice that this tapestry is backwards. So is the tapestry over there. It's not a hint in and of itself. But if you try and break this one, you'll just get a wood noise and it won't work. And if you try and break that one, you'll get a wood noise, but it'll break eventually. So I have to figure out which key is required. It's that one. It's hidden. There's no readables telling you where it is, what it's doing, any of that. It's just non-existent as far as the author of this mission is apparently concerned. I do like the noise here. The little bloop bloop is kind of interesting. Let's see. I think we're actually done with the bathhouse now. So what I'm going to do, rather than deal with the thieves just yet, I'm going to get caught.
Is someone there? You don't want to mess with me, Tapper boy.
There's no way around that. You will get caught trying to get across the alley. You will get caught just trying to do pretty much anything. Did he already lose me? Come on. It's faster if you just come to the door, please. And there we go. Now there's still a guy in there, but there's nothing in the room behind the door, so I'm not going to do anything about it. I am, however, going to come over here and do something much better and much more fun. In fact, I highly recommend taking on this section, this little police station, or whatever you would call this. I recommend doing this before dealing with the thieves. The thieves, of course, are faster than you, and they hit faster than you, and they're quite dangerous. And unfortunately, we're not allowed to kill them as much as I would like to. Okay. Down there is an alleyway with one light that's sort of floating off the ground. There's nothing else to it. That's literally it. Now you can come up here and try and drop there, and maybe you won't make noise, but honestly, you're gonna take damage.
Something there.
You're gonna take damage getting down this, no matter what you do. There is no way to put a rope arrow to go down here, unless this is actually a rope arrowable surface that I just don't notice. There's no hidden invisible ladder. It's just there. Now I'm trying to hit this guy, but he's more likely to hit me pretty much every time. So let me just grab the key that's here real quick. It blends in and it's just above your height level, so it's not really in the best location. I mean, things don't have to be easy to find, but considering everything else, I do want to point out that I just got a ridiculous amount of weapons. So I had maybe like 6 broadheads before this, now I've got 42. I started with a couple water arrows, now I've got 30. 4 fire arrows. I got 6 rope arrows, but that's fine. 5 moss, which I don't need. 20 flares. 1 slow fall, which I don't need at all anymore. I'm gonna take one of these healing potions. There's 4 gas mines, 2 flash mines, 6 flash bombs, and these. These look like frog eggs. There's 5 of them, and they don't do anything. Case in point, there's something wrong with their physics. Their property has been changed in some manner that makes them unusable. I thought this was floating off the ground, but apparently it's not, so I take that back. Yeah, there's just nothing here, so on a scale of what the, you know, guidelines for scoring these missions are, this rates pretty horribly on the bad AI placement and bad object placement to me. Now, this is the next part that's going to be frustrating as anything. I have 6 flash bombs, which I'm going to use to great effect. The only way to open this door is to do something like this. You can try all this, you can try all your keys. Try all your keys, you can try and lockpick it. Last I checked, it didn't work. So, you have to break it down. Which, of course, is going to alert everybody. So, interestingly enough, thieves are pretty fast. They're faster than you are, obviously. However, there is one thief in there who's a special thief who is much faster than these guys. He's probably about, I don't know, maybe half as much faster.
You know I'll eventually find you.
Can't see very well right now.
I didn't do that.
There we go. Now we can try and pick all these locks and notice that it doesn't work. One of the keys we got opens this, as far as I'm aware. I just have to figure out... Oh, wait, no. Sorry, it's the one he's wearing. Or... Okay, where did the guy go? Yeah, you can hear the guy drowning now. This is the key I was looking for. It opens both of those doors. And all the stuff in here, so... Oh, yes, this is the second painting. This door still doesn't open with this key, though, last I checked. Nope. Nope, it does not open with the keys. But obviously all these are open. We got 5 more fire arrows. For some unknown reason. The window here is a little oddly placed, and that's a little bit nitpicky, but I just noticed it, and that's the only reason I'm mentioning it. So let's go ahead and read this note. Oh, something about a shipment of spice? Yeah, that shipment doesn't actually exist, so don't bother trying to find it. And that's actually all the readables that I've been able to find in this mission. I haven't actually, stupidly enough, I didn't actually check the zip file to see if there were more. I probably should have, but I didn't. To great detriment. So, what have I got right now? Once again, we are left with the fact that I cannot complete the loot count. I'm on the docks, but I don't believe this is actually going to check off until I get that loot. So, let's count up our loot. And notice that I've got 250 in paintings, and 1,500 exactly. So, I've got 1,750. Yeah. So I'm going to end this mission here, and we're going to go to the other screen. Okay, so 1,750 out of 1,900. I don't know where that last 150 is, and I don't really care enough to find it at this point. So, this mission was made by Chris, also known as Sidfber, CDFBR. I may have said that wrong earlier when I mentioned who made the fish mesh. So he got a score of... Okay, so there's a score called NR, means not rated. It's counted as a score of 0, though. It means the mission was so unfinished that this person decided it, didn't deserve a score because it's not a full mission. So he got a score of the first person, NR, the second, 30.5, the third, 20, the fourth was 22, the fifth was 28, the sixth was 31. He got a final score of 21.58 and came in 3rd place. So I will see you guys next time.